Hey everyone, this is day 15 of the Omega program, and thank you so much for getting this far. If you got to day 15 of the videos, you're doing more work, more internal work, more connecting with yourself than most people do in a lifetime. Really, like most people are not doing this work. They're not connecting with themselves. They're not connecting with their hearts. You are the first wave of ascension of this level of consciousness, and you're paving a way for the world. And this is the bigger picture. This is the meaning behind what we're doing. Yes, we want to manifest our abundance. Yes, we want to manifest relationships. Yes, we want to manifest things we want because we deserve that, because we are infinite beings. However, really the big picture is we're manifesting all those things so we can be the highest level of consciousness, so we can give that to the world. We can show the world that following your heart, following your dreams, because our goal in the end, we're 40, 50, 60, I'm moving into my 30s, 31, 32, is to be that inspiration to other people. And that's why I want to talk about morality and ethics. I don't think there's a one way of having morality or ethics. I don't think there's a right or wrong per se. There isn't. But in you, there are values. And when you break those values, it makes you feel like crap. It makes you feel worthless. It makes you feel guilty. And guilt, it can be a strong positive emotion. I mean, you feel guilty when I used to work with people that got DUIs. And when people got DUIs, they felt guilty. Well, that's a good thing. Good thing that means they're human, right? That means they have a conscience. They've made a mistake. They don't want to hold on to that forever, but guilt, and it's positive. It moves you forward in a good direction. You know, I have guilt from the past of things that I've done and I've been working through. Like I've cheated on people. I've done things that I don't like, right? And it's okay, but we have to learn from them. And what you can do, and I've done, is there's a morality of ethics that comes up. Like I want to be honest with people. I don't want to hide things that they need to know. Also, I always say things that are nice to people as much as I can. I'm not perfect, and my relationships are definitely said mean things, but I don't feel good about that. I feel like a jerk. So I don't say things unless it's nice. I don't share it. I don't walk up to someone and say they're ugly or bad. Like that's not nice. I wouldn't say that, right? So not saying things that are that nice. Not coaching people or teaching people that don't want to be taught. Like that's an ethics for me. And I think that's one that spiritual people in general don't do. We want to share our information. Why don't you meditate more? Why don't you do this? We coach people, and people don't want that unless they're asking for it. So obviously you guys join my program, so I'm teaching you. But if I go out to my friends and we're out to dinner and I start teaching them this thing, I can say what I'm doing, right? I can be like, man, I've been meditating. It's so amazing. I'm really excited about that. I've been exercising every day. Like, I've been feeling really good. I've been getting a good night's sleep. But then I'm like, you should do this too. That is when you're not being nice. That other person has their own path. So my ethic is don't teach unless you're asked, or share your own experiences. And that's how you teach through example. And really that's the key. And when we become spiritual and we come on this path, we want to share this with everyone. We want to be like, I learned this thing, you need to do it, to our parents and to our friends and to our bosses and to people. And it's okay to share what you're doing, but sometimes it's okay to keep it a secret. I say I'm out in the world, right? I drive an Uber. I don't have to tell everyone I'm channeling beings from other places. It's not helpful. The one, they're going to think I'm crazy. Most people are going to think I'm crazy. And two, why am I sharing it with them? Unless they ask, I don't share that with them. And that's one of the things is, unless people ask for information, you don't share anything until they ask. That's a practice. So practice for today, and I'm not going to channel today, I guess. I felt called to teach something without channeling, and this has come from channeling. This is just my life lessons I want to pass on. Is something you can do today or this week or whatever. Is don't play this. It's a game. I love it. I love games, and I would drive Uber, so Ubering, driving people like a taxi driver, and I would play this game. I wouldn't share anything about myself until they asked. So I would ask them questions if they wanted to talk, and ask them about their lives. But I wouldn't share what I did for work. I wouldn't share what I ate for breakfast. I wouldn't share anything unless they asked. If they ask, then I share. But I don't ever answer more than the questions they're asking. And this is a humility lesson. This is so we can step back, because sometimes we want to, I know I do this. I want to overshare everything with people. because it's so amazing, right? You're like, I have this gift and I want to give it to you. You should take it. They're not asking for it. It's not nice. It's like going up to someone eating pizza and drinking Coke and being like, that's not healthy. Like, no one wants that. Like, it's not nice. Like, let people be. You be healthy, and then one day they might be inspired by your health. But you don't go teach people that want to be taught. And I think this is really important, especially when you're going through a program like this. You want to share it with everyone. And you want to share how much is working and how much your life's changing. But be careful who you share things with, because if you share things with the wrong people, you lose your confidence, because you need to be sure of it before you share it. And that's the slowing down. That's the morality. That's the ethics. I am sure of it before I share it. I did a lot of inner work before I started this program, years. I'm sure of these principles. I practice them in my life. I'm not sharing things that I haven't practiced. I'm not just regurgitating information that people have given me. I've done these things. And that's why I know they work. And I'm sharing my experience with you because you asked. But I'm not going to my roommates or people in my life or my relationships and sharing those unless they're asked for, as much as possible. I'm not perfect. So this is what I want to give you today. And, play that game of humility, of only answering questions people ask you. People will receive you better. It's interesting. And you'll stop wasting energy teaching people that don't want to be taught, because you only got so much energy. And I learned this going door to door, and I would go door to door for the environment, because I it was for battery recycling. I'm not a fear-based global warming person. Like, it could be real, could not, whatever. I'm not, but I wanted battery recycling because I wanted to clean up the water. And I, if someone's like, I'm not interested, I said, okay. And I walked away. Because I had to go to 60 doors in a day. And by pushing my stuff on someone, it drained me. So if your parents, if your friends aren't into spirituality, stop talking to them about it. My father is not into spirituality at all. Not at all. And I just stopped talking about it. I don't talk about what I do. I don't talk about my channeling, but I talk about physics and psychology and reality, and we have great conversations. We meet on that level. But I'm not pushing my spirituality on him, and he's not pushing me not to be spiritual. I said something like, hey, I believe in this. But then I was like, but I'm talking about it. Like, why don't I just not talk about it? It's not a good conversation for us to have. Just not smart. Instead, let's find a middle ground. Let's find a compromise. Let's find a place where we meet. And that's what I want to say, especially with this information. Don't share it with everyone. Don't share it with people that aren't going to receive it. I wouldn't go up to a scientist and say, I'm channeling and I want you to be in my channeling program if they don't believe in anything spiritual. I'm not going to sell this to them. And I'm okay with that. I like learning from them, from their perspective. But they're just, I'll talk to them about science. I'll meet them where they're at. And that's the key for you. And it'll make your life so much easier. So that's what I got for you today. No channeling today. It's weird to not channel, but I appreciate you hearing my story. And I hope this helps you. And I'll see you next video.